two giants, four-time champions and a nation that reached 8 straight World Cup knockout rounds. Both gone. Both eliminated on the very same night. Nobody saw this coming. Germany walked into Boston as one of the favorites to win the entire tournament. 90 minutes plus extra time later, they were on their knees. A goal that should have counted got wiped off the board, and 3 of their best players missed from the spot. A few hours later, on the other side of the country, the Netherlands were doing the exact same thing, leading late, celebrating, and then losing it all in the cruelest way football has. 2 European powerhouses, one single night, and by sunrise, both of them were on a plane home. Let me take you through what actually happened to Germany, because this one is going to make you angry. They came into this match against Paraguay as massive favorites, 4-time world champions, a squad full of Bayern and Real Madrid players. Paraguay had not won a knockout match at a World Cup since 2010. On paper, this was not supposed to be close, but football does not read paper. Paraguay went ahead just before halftime when Julio Enciso rose above the German defense and headed home a cross from Matías Galarza. Germany were stunned. They came out after the break and equalized through Kai Havertz, who headed in a cross from Florian Wirtz. 1 each. 90 minutes gone, still level. And then extra time arrived. 112 minutes on the clock. Germany win a corner. Nathaniel Brown swings it in. Jonathan Tah rises at the back post and powers a header into the net. The German bench erupts, players sprinting toward the corner flag. This is it. This is the goal that sends them through. And then the referee gets a signal in his ear. VAR wants a review. He jogs over to the monitor, and after a painfully long delay, he rules that Waldemar Anton fouled the Paraguay goalkeeper Orlando Gil in the build-up. The goal is disallowed. Germany players cannot believe it. And honestly, neither could most of the football world watching. Former England captain Alan Shearer said on the BBC that he did not agree with the decision at all, calling it far too soft for a contact sport with that many bodies in the box. Former Manchester United goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel said he did not think it was a foul at all, saying the goalkeeper ran straight into the defender. Even neutral pundits agreed that Gil went down far too easily and that the German defender did nothing more than hold his position. But the goal stood disallowed. The score stayed level, and Germany's golden moment was wiped from the record before it ever truly existed. Extra time ended 1 each, and it went to penalties. This is where Germany's night completely fell apart. Kai Havertz, one of their most experienced players, stepped up and missed. Nick Woltemade stepped up and missed. Jonathan Tah, the same man who had his goal taken away, stepped up and missed too. 3 misses from a 4-time World Cup winning nation. Paraguay's goalkeeper Orlando Gil made 2 crucial saves in that shootout. And when the dust settled, Paraguay had won the shootout, and one of the biggest upsets of this entire tournament. A nation that had not advanced past a World Cup knockout round since 2010 just eliminated 4-time champions Germany. Kai Havertz said after the match that they had very big plans for this tournament and that it was very difficult to disappoint again. Germany's run ended in the round of 32. Their earliest World Cup exit since 2018. Now, while Germany were dealing with their nightmare in Boston, the Netherlands was starting their own a few hours later against Morocco. This was billed as one of the toughest matches of the round. The Dutch had reached at least the round of 16 in 8 straight World Cup appearances. Morocco were the AFC champions and had reached the semi-finals just 4 years earlier in Qatar, a serious test for both sides. And for most of the match, it looked like the Netherlands had done enough. Cody Gakpo scored in the 72nd minute. The Dutch bench sprinted onto the pitch to celebrate with him. He broke down in tears. It looked like it was going to be enough to send Holland through, and then in the 91st minute, deep into stoppage time, Morocco won a corner. Chemsdien Talbi swung in a long cross, and Issa Diop rose above everyone in the box and headed it home. The Dutch players collapsed. Just like that, an entire 90 minutes of work was undone in a single header. Extra time could not separate the two sides either. 30 more minutes and neither team could find a winner. So once again, it went to penalties. The shootout stayed level through 4 rounds each. Then Morocco's goalkeeper Yassine Bounou produced a huge save, denying Crescencio Somerville's attempt, batting it away with his left hand. Ismail Saibari stepped up next for Morocco, sent his effort low into the corner. Goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen dived the wrong way, and just like that, the Netherlands were out. Their earliest World Cup exit in recent memory. a side that many had tipped to go deep in this tournament, gone in the round of 32. Let me put this in context because this almost never happens. Two former world champions eliminated on the exact same night, both on penalties, both in matches where they were arguably the better side for large parts of the game. Germany had more shots, more possession, and a goal wrongly taken away from them. The Netherlands led with under 20 minutes to go and still found a way to lose it. This is now Germany's earliest World Cup exit since 2018 when they were eliminated in the group stage in Russia. For the Netherlands, this is their earliest exit in 8 tournaments. 2 genuine contenders gone before the round of 16 even began. This blows the entire bracket wide open. Paraguay now advanced to face either France or Sweden, a matchup nobody could have predicted before this tournament started. Morocco advanced to face Canada and will be aiming to reach the World Cup quarterfinals for the first time in their history. And for 2 of European football's biggest nations, the wait goes on. Germany have not won a World Cup since 2014. The Netherlands have never won one at all, despite 3 final appearances. Both walk away from this tournament with nothing but questions. Football has a way of humbling even the biggest names. 4-time champions Germany walk into this tournament with one of the most talented squads on paper, and they leave it after one single penalty shootout, a goal taken away by a decision that most experts believe was wrong. 3 penalties missed in a row. That is how a World Cup dream ends, not with a whimper, but with an agonizing slow-motion collapse in front of the entire world. And a few hours later, the Netherlands lived through their own version of the same nightmare. Ahead with 20 minutes to go, celebrating and then watching it all disappear in stoppage time before losing on penalties too. This is what makes the World Cup the most brutal tournament. In sport, 90 minutes can build an entire campaign, and one moment, one header, one missed penalty can destroy it completely. But stop for a second and think about this for these 2 nations. This was never just about losing one match. This was years of expectation collapsing in real time. Kids in Germany grew up watching this. Generation players from Bayern, players from Real Madrid, all together at once, and millions of people sat at home watching this golden generation, believing this was the team that would finally win it all again. And all of it disappeared with one VAR decision and 3 missed penalties. The same story in the Netherlands. The moment Gakpo scored and broke down in tears, the moment millions of Dutch fans jumped out of their seats at home, and then the moment in the 91st minute when it was all taken away. This was never just a sporting result. This was the hope that millions of people carried for months, extinguished in a single moment. And that is the real power of football, because no other sport can lift you this high and drop you this fast. Think about Paraguay for a second. This country had not gotten past a World Cup knockout round in 16 years, and they just sent a 4-time champion home the streets of Asuncion, celebrated until sunrise. This was never just a match for them. This was history. The same for Morocco, one of the strongest representatives African football has ever had, eliminating a European giant and getting closer than ever before to their first ever quarterfinal. These stories will never be forgotten. But on the German and Dutch side, the questions are only just beginning. Coaches will be questioned, squad selections will be questioned, and that VAR decision will keep being questioned long after this tournament ends, because if that goal had counted, Germany would likely be sitting in the round of 16 right now, and this entire tournament would be telling a completely different story. That is the nature of football. The smallest decisions can produce the biggest consequences, and sometimes the team that wins is not the team that played the best. Sometimes the team that wins is simply the team that seized. The moment better Paraguay and Morocco will be telling this story for years. Germany and the Netherlands will be telling this story for years too, but in a very different tone. One as a story of triumph, the other as a question that will never fully go away. What could have been? 2 giants, one single night, and suddenly a World Cup that looks completely different. That is all.